Hi guys, this is Dave Bennett from theme2html.com. I'm going to show you through a multi-million-dollar project that one of our members created. He's been working with this thing for a very long time. And then I'm going to show you what 3 different multimillionaires are also doing that are similar but different. And what we did was pull together the best of what all 4 of those guys have into a project that we can offer you that's within range. So let me just start somewhere. I'm going to start with this, okay, give you some kind of footing. All right. This is a web page that's pitching a particular offer, okay? So whatever it's about, doesn't really have to matter what it's about, but anyway, they're a factoring company. And so the idea is they're business to business for large industries, trucking, restaurants, so forth. And they act kind of like a cash loan system. And it's not a loan, it's a different thing, but whatever. So here we go. Here's a breakdown that explains what it's all about. And then this kind of goes for a while. And the aim of it is to give someone enough basic insight in one spot to give them a reason generally to go ahead and make a phone call or fill out a form. And that's pretty much it. Okay. So about everything on this page aims for that purpose. Okay. Now let me go ahead and make more points. There are some menu links. And let's say we go to any one of these drop-down links, for instance. So I could go here, okay? And keep in mind, this is a very good project. I'm going to show you why pretty soon. So here we go. This is talking about one particular thing. What was it? Factoring company benefits, and it opens with that idea, and it continues along with that concept. And then it starts with this phraseology, and it's just a basic breakdown of what's going on. And it's got a video and it aims to get you to call, okay? That's the whole purpose of this page is to, if you had a question, it answers the question very directly, wraps it up with some standard points, and aims for you to make a phone call. Then just add some more points if you're not ready, aims for you to make a phone call. If you're still not ready, watch the video, and then go ahead and make the phone call, right? So the purpose of the entire page is just that. Well, what if you had a different question to begin with? What if you were going to Google to search for, instead of factoring company benefits, you were looking for how a factoring company works, okay? Well, the concept's quite simple, and it's similar, how factoring works, and it breaks it down, and then boom, launches into the exact same breakdown, the exact same pitch, aimed to get you to call, okay? So it answers your question, then tries to get you to call. Not ready yet? Gives you more insights, tries to get you to call. Still don't get it? Gives you the video, tries to get you to call. Okay? What if you had a different question? Okay, I'm sure you're getting this idea, right? Doesn't matter what page I go to. We're doing the same thing on the page. We're answering a very specific question with as much content as it takes to make that point. Whether it's shorter or longer, we answer the question clearly. And then we wrap into our main pitch, try to get you to call. If that doesn't do it, we give you some more info, try to get you to call. That doesn't do it, watch the video, we try to get you to call. Now, what are we seeing as we're going through all these pages? Some people click on it right away. This isn't a website, is it? This is different, right? These are landing pages. It is a collection of back-to-back landing pages where each landing page is for a phrase like a keyword, what you would put into Google if you were trying to understand what factoring is about. Now notice it's not as simple as a landing page where you would go and simply sign up to a form or call a number. Why? Well, it's a little more complex than that in this case. A lot of people just don't know what factoring is. And so this page gives enough information to fill in those gaps. So the home page, as you can imagine, gives more overall information, right? It assumes you didn't come in on a particular keyword, but more general information. And so it's still trying to get you to make a call, but it's providing different links and more information too. Having said that, this is a collection of landing pages instead of being a website. And the whole focus is to answer enough of your questions to get you to make a phone call, okay? Now, let me make this even more interesting all of a sudden. Let's say this. Let's say we go down here and we notice there's some links. We notice there's different points being made. And then there's just some empty area on the page. Okay, there's like a lot of empty area on the page. And you would think, oh, I guess the page ends there. Well, if you happen to scroll lower, what do we have? Information for the city of Dallas. Oh, that's interesting. So if we were doing an expansion run and this page, this particular page happened to be for Dallas, okay, we did a expansion run for every city in the US or major cities. We included Dallas. Well, we're geo-targeting the keyword, so we may as well have a section about Dallas so that Dallas weighs more. That way, if the keyword were like Dallas factoring companies, you know, then we should have a lot of weight on Dallas too, not just 2 or 3 words here and there and stuck in some image alt tags. Not if you're doing it this way. Okay, so then what do we have underneath the bit about Dallas? Well, we have the bit about Texas in general. Do you get it? So we're adding a lot of geographic targeting information to the individual page. Now what? Now we're even mixing some of the main concepts. We have general topics about what factoring is, okay, and it continues. So this is good content about factoring in general. And then what are we doing with it? We are integrating Dallas again, right? So this is done on purpose, okay? And these create geo-targeted content that scores very highly, okay, because there is a tremendous amount of content on the page, and each section continues with what it's doing. And if I keep going, what else am I going to find? I'm going to find a video. You can watch it. Then what do we find? We find links to other sub directories of the same website, okay, which is huge. And then what do we find below that? Down here's further, there's going to be other links too that even leave the site and go to related sites. And then it wraps up with some other basic stuff. Okay, now I want to make another huge point about this because there are more websites. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this one here. Wow, kind of the same thing, right? Very much kind of the same thing. Oh, by the way, along with this is pretty much the same thing. It's a collection of landing pages on a different web page. Okay, and it goes through the whole section with the open area, and then it goes through all of this, and it goes through all of that, and it goes through all of that. And there's a lot happening on these pages, and it's too much to explain to you how it all works. It's just easier to explain to you that we know how it works. We used to teach this stuff. Let me show you something else. If we do a source, then it would be like this. Okay, schema. Sure enough, schema for each individual item on the page, right? And so now what do you think's going on here? We have one website that's pitching and it's got a phone number. We got another website that's pitching, it's got a phone number. Are there more? The answer is heck yeah, there are more. There are many more. And so we could take a look. So they're all pretty much doing the same thing. Aim for the call. There's a phone number. There's a phone number. Whatever you need, it's in here. And then again, most of the breakdowns and explains what's going on. And then phone number is a lot of it, right? What is the point of all the phone numbers being the emphasis? The phone numbers are not for the companies. The phone numbers are forwarding phone numbers, okay? They are used for tracking purposes. Whenever somebody makes the call, then the information for the forwarding phone number is recorded, okay? So if somebody actually calls the number, that number immediately resends them wherever the number is. So these are built so many different ways. There we go. Then these phone numbers forward people to the real phone number for the company, and the company sees where the call is coming in from so that it can be customer support for that website, which is common. If you call a hosting, like we have HostMonster, there's HostGator, there's Bluehost, Just My Site, all that kind of thing. If you call any one of them, you're calling through a different phone number, and the guys on the other end don't really know where you're calling from, so they just say customer support, right? Well, that's a very common thing here. When somebody calls, then they just start helping them from wherever they call through. Perfectly normal process, right? That's used for tracking, it's used for expansion, used for affiliate marketing, etc. And then if affiliate sites are set up and some of the affiliates walk away, the companies reclaim ownership over the affiliate site, so they're just answering the same way as the affiliate project. That's normal, okay? 50 different ways to do this, but the point I'm making is these are landing pages with enough content to be rich for organic results. Okay, now let me stop there and make that point again. When you want a website, and this is what we normally do, this is historically what everyone does. You make a website and you fill it full of really good information so it has clout. And we use that clout to do our best to get somebody to call the phone number because of the clout. What's the problem with that approach for many cases though? It's not even a problem, it's just it's not as good as another approach. The negative is people would have called the number right away, but we gave them so many other things to read that they wind up pausing and reading first, so they don't call. And sometimes they get distracted and walk off. Or they go check a point they just read and compare it to another guy, and so they're window shopping. And all of that keeps them from calling you for your offer, your bid, your chance to make your point, okay? Or the companies anyway. When I say your, I mean the companies. What do we want to do? Create a lot of websites, different phone numbers, point them at a certain company and get it to work. Now, I want to make another point really fast before you guys get lost on this idea. Let's take a look at some things. Let's take a look at this. If we were to take a look at domain authority, right? How many of you understand the concept of domain authority? I'm just going to throw it on real quick. Well, take a look. Page authority of 29, domain authority of 35. All right? That's not bad, okay? Spam scores in the green, so that doesn't matter anyway. There's green, yellow, red, whatever. But it's got some pretty good authority. It's coming from somewhere. You guys understand authority, right? Those numbers run from 1 to 100. 1 is a brand new site. 100 is Google, Yelp. So you realize that this is not a linear scale. This is an algorithmic scale. And the higher you climb, the harder it is to climb higher. So it's really difficult. You have to push to get authority like this. This is a lot of authority. Well, what about the other sites that we're looking at? Oh, heck, look at this. Domain authority of 52, page authority of 60. And I got another one. Oh, wow. You know, domain authority of 55, page authority of 46. Okay, that's interesting, isn't it? Because you guys are starting to see what's going on there. This is a constellation of sites working together, all about related content, and each page you create allows link juice to be formed, and that link juice can be harnessed. These sites refer to each other, okay, through deep backlinking, deep linking combinations that are done on the runs. When I say runs, I mean expansion runs. This site happens to use Moji, could have used theme to HTML, doesn't directly matter, but I want to make this point. 3,650 pages on the website, all aiming for different towns and different particular keywords and phrases that people come up with, okay? So that they show up for different keyword combinations. And I understand exactly how all this works because this is common stuff. We've taught it. We've taught come up with unique ways of making your point on the front page, and there are great ways to do that sensibly. Now, take a look at this. This is something you rarely see. Most websites, okay, and this 3,650 pages on that site. Okay, so all of these are on that site. Most web pages have whatever the domain authority is 55, it's going to be 55 for all the pages on the website because that's the domain authority. But most web pages have a couple of pages that have good page authority, but after that, it's just like one, almost all the way down, right? Most people promote the top 2 links they have, and then that's about it. Well, if you are interweaving link juice properly through layers of deep backlinking, check it out. Page authority of 20, 20, 43, 58, and then 1, but 31, 37, 23, 40, 54, okay? That's just 10 pages out of 3,650. A lot of them are like this. Well, that's interesting. So does that mean that some other site had to really sacrifice its pages? No, not necessarily. Some of these sites are newer, some are older, but take a look. Domain authority of 52 all the way down. Again, that's huge. 52 is massive. It takes effort to get a domain authority of 52 for most companies. Paying people to do backlinks for you to get you that high, that's hard. But using Moji to do it, it's push button easy. It's automatic. You can do it on your own. Same with theme to HTML. Okay, check this out again. Page authority 51, 34, 16, 35, 26, 26, 49, 1, 1, 1. Newer site. Still huge, right? What about this one? Again, I'm just going through some examples, right? And it's the same kind of thing. All of them are speaking, and they all have pages that break down on all the different topics. So this stuff is exciting and interesting and unique and different. And Google likes to index lots and lots of this stuff. And we can go through some of these websites deep. Like, let's go to page 8. And look, we're still seeing it. Page authority, 34, 34, 34, 34, 34, 35, 34, 35, 34, 34. And yet, that's for a subdomain. This is for a different subdomain, all keyword optimized. Okay? So fascinating. And again, what's going on? These sites have phone numbers. Phone numbers are cheap to rent. You can get them for $2.50 a month. Okay? Then you might pay some part of a penny per minute or a penny per minute for a call or something like that. But you're getting paid back by the company. I'm going to show you some other ways this works. If we did a backlink watch, and I just want to make this point really, really clear, okay? Close this thing. Where did all that link juice come from that makes these sites rank so high? Because therefore, if you go and look any of these things up, this guy's taking over lots of spots on most keywords all over the front pages of Google for everything related to what he's doing, okay? So if you just want to see what that looks like, okay, here's the point. OCF.com is this site that we've been looking at the whole time, right? Okay, I'm just doing this as an example. Okay, so how did this work? Okay, I'll break it down. The guy bought, over the course of time, 220 domain names, something like that. Okay, and he put up a few thousand pages per website on purpose. All right, and he interlinked them together. Some of those domain names he went ahead and bought as expired domain names from GoDaddy, companies that crashed. They were in the same industry. So backlinks that come in through those domain names are still valid, right? Because they're related to the same industry, and he just made the website new again, new angle. You know what that does? Gives him some juice. Then what did he do? He put the links into the web pages as he did the runs that interweave deep backlinking, not to the main page, but deep backlinking with each next set. So it's striated sets. They're not even reciprocal links. They're just layers throughout the projects with some new domains here and there as he went. And by doing that, what did he wind up doing? Sharing the link juice. So this is why everything has high link juice. Do you know what a backlinking network like that is worth if you set one up for an industry of your choice? Well, by itself, that would be the backlinking network. And so now I could come in with some links to money sites and stick them into high profile parts of those pages. And since the pages are huge, you know how easy it is to put some anchored text links into those, for the websites of my choice. And the link juice that would go to those websites is insane. Okay, now that's part of the puzzle. But then here's the other part. How are you making money on all that? I want to show you. It's not even so much showing you. I want to show you a different concept. Okay, we are just starting to get landing pages. Okay, and the notion that we have for landing pages, like, let me just show you. Okay, many of you don't know this, but we do this kind of thing. We do landing pages, and when we do them, they're really, really hot. This is not themed to HTML. This is strict HTML. So regular HTML-based pages, okay? And when we do these, what do you think we can do with these? We can emoji them out. Now, like I said, I'm having a meeting with a large company about providing landing pages for high-level clientele with a system that we provide for them, developed for them, okay? Most of you don't know this, but I'm going to show you something neat. olanding.com, if you go there, that's ours. We own it, okay? And this is full of website templates that are WordPress, that are regular HTML websites, okay? And I want to make some points about these, all right? One of them is newly added. We've just started to get this point down for the guys who want to get people in their newsletters and they want to set up massive backlinking networks like this. And then also for guys who just straight say, I'm going to go ahead and start putting stuff up. Let me just kind of show you, what do I want to show you anyway? I could show you any one of these, I guess. And so then we can take a look and see what the different templates are all about, all right? And beyond that, like, you can do the whole live preview. You can see what the website looks like. All right. Now, that's cool, and it's HTML. Guess what we can do with these things? We can make them go as far down as we want, right? We can absolutely add the organic content below and get the phone number focus or the form focus or the zip code, enter your zip code focus at the top, the way it should be. And you can see what this page would look like in different views, okay? So it's pretty cool all the way around, okay? And now, let me make another point. Let me just go back. Okay, here we go. Free landing page builder. See this? Try a free landing page builder. How many of you want to set up whatever it is that you want to set up? When you pick up a template, you can adjust it to make it work exactly for whatever you want. By the way, these things come with plug and play variables on the live versions that you can get. So you can plug in GetResponse, you can plug in Aweber, you can plug in PayPal, payment options like PayPal. You can just plug them in. Let me show you what it, from an empty page, okay, what it's like. All right, you can come over here and you can see that they're all blocks and there's different sections: headers, intros, features, content, testimonial, subscriber, and footers. Okay, let's start with a header just to click on it and say, okay, let's say I'm selling green coffee for losing weight, and health and vitality. Okay, great. So then I'm going to go to the intros maybe, and I'll say, all right, what do I want for one of those? And I might just say, I want this one, right? That's what we were doing here. Okay, and see all the stuff it has here. Now you can keep going. So you can decide where you want to go next. What would you like to do next? And you can say, well, I want to go ahead and add some content, put in some points, By the way, you can do all the drag and, whoops, I didn't pull that right. You can do all the drag and drop things that you would like to do. So for instance, I could put this here, right? But I could also grab this and drag it up above, and therefore it shows up like this, okay? Now, what if you want to change some of the wording, right? That's what these buttons up here are for. So we can go with like content, say, and we can click this, and we can literally change what it's going to say right here and save the changes, okay? And then we can click this and make changes, whatever. Let's say you want to get to details. You want to really deal with the color schemes and stuff of these things. Well, you can do that by changing it, but you can also go the step further. You can figure out what the color should be for the main print, font size, background color, font family. You can go into animations and choose a particular animation so that the form does different things or the wording on the form does different things. Literally, how do you want it to work, okay? And apply the changes, okay? This is ours, and you can save your changes up here for everything, and then you can export. Guess what the export does? Creates the HTML version of the page. So before you export, you might do the SEO, put in the page title you want, meta description, page keywords, meta keywords, additional code if you have any other, like for Google, a site verification code for Google Analytics or whatever it is that you want to put in, okay? And you can save your settings. You can put in schema there. Any of you guys have schema coding? Stick it in here, okay? And then you can export it. You'll get the one HTML page. Guess what? If you wanted to send us that and say, that's my base template, please make my entire project wrapped around that, we can do that. Okay, we can do your entire project wrapped around whatever it is you want to pitch. Okay, we can write it for you, or you can write it and hand it to us, and we can make websites for you that are based on landing pages. The landing pages by themselves would not normally have enough content to rank, right? They couldn't be on page one because they're just landing pages. They have to have content. But that is what we can do. We can add more materials past what you added that continue the content discussion down below. We can do the geo-targeting things, like including, about the city of Dallas can be in there down low. Okay, we can have the links to the other subdomains for the pitches for the other pages. We can have general topics about whatever it is, yoga or green coffee. We can even relate it to yoga trainers in Dallas. Green coffee, free shipping to Dallas residents. These are things that can be decided on the main setup. and then actually incorporate it as content into the pages. Okay, and then we are going to bust that out, make like a 5,000 page website. And let me take it a step further. Again, for those of you who say, how am I supposed to get paid though? I don't have access to anyone who's agreed to pay me. We already have that done for you. Okay, I want to show you something. If you go here, you're going to see the link. It's going to be the next one after the co-ownership project. That one's just about done. This one's coming up. And let me just show you what that's all about now. Here's the point. With the video will be up here in place of this one. Okay, this is the expansion project. It explains what's going on. We're going to build it for you. You're going to earn. We're going to already tie you in to the networks. There are networks already out there, already set up with 150 industries in one network, 98 in another network. All the networks have different numbers. Industries of industries and with companies all over the place. And we do your project based on those projects, and we run your projects out. Most of them are nationwide. How many phone numbers do you need for that? One, because once we see which states and which cities that they are offering in that particular group, okay, then we build the projects wrapped around that stack, and we have a phone number plugged right into that. So when anyone comes and it's for them and they're serious, they're going to go ahead and go with it, make the phone call or fill out the form, it goes specifically through that group. Okay, and everyone that's applicable, right, it rings their phones at the same time, and whoever grabs it first is the one that's going to be communicating with the person on the phone. And if the phone call lasts at least a minute, you get paid. That's the kind of concept that this is. You don't have to create those contracts. They already exist. All you have to do is plug into them. You don't have to know how to plug into them. You let us know the industries you want, and we do it. And if we can't locate the industry you want, then we work with you to find something related. Okay? So we will do the whole thing for you. We'll choose the best industries for your income to maximize your earnings. We'll get the domain names and set up the entire accounts. We'll use the industries to create the landing pages for you, whatever the industry is. We'll do the copywriting to fill out those landing pages. We'll handle the structured data. We'll get you the backlinks that drive your site authority up and up and up. So that as you're looking at your authority, okay, you're seeing eventually domain authority of 55 and stuff. This is just going to come naturally with this project. It's going to be done for you. So you are going to earn from this project. And if you want to get into AdWords, we'll discuss that for you. Some people do, and they know what they're doing. They can pay $1,000 a day in AdWords and walk away with $1,500 a day in earnings. Okay, making $500 a day. There are people that do better, yeah. And that sounds like, wow, that would have to be risky and tricky. And the answer is not really. Why? Because there are guys who already take the AdWords payments and manage all the ads. So you don't have to. They're the ones that know how to buy the right ads for this call industry concept, pay per call concept, and they maximize the earnings. And so they get paid, they keep a percentage, they use the rest to buy the ads. The ads naturally get traffic. And naturally, from the number of people that land on the page, the number that call, naturally, more money is going to come back from the company through the contracts that are already established, through the networks that are already established. We'll take care of the entire projects for you so that you can earn on them. And what's our point? The better we make your projects roll, then the more money you make, and the more you're going to come to us for what? More websites, more pages per website, more projects. You hear how cool that is? And by then, we'll have more insights on more groups and more things to get you guys into. There is such a thing as being off balance in the industry all the time. Happens to every different group at different times. And what's off balance? You have a couple of companies sign up. They put up an offer. Some advertiser takes it on. Calls start coming in. The companies are answering the phone. But if there are more companies than calls coming in, then the companies have to keep upping the ante. They're willing to pay more to get more advertisers to advertise so that more people at a time can be answering the phone, right? More companies. So then more advertisers pour in because they like the deal. It's an awesome deal. And they start shoving advertisement into that group. Well, what do you think the network does? They turn to the people on the waiting list, the companies, and go, wow, we can take more of you guys on now because we got enough advertisers pumping leads in this way. So we don't have to do that stuff. Okay. One of the multi-millionaires that we've been working with and learning from is the locksmiths. What do we learn from locksmiths? I'm just coming back as a basic review. They have 600 or 6,319 different locations in this directory. They have 6,319 phone numbers that they rent. Okay. Those phone numbers feed to their dispatch center, and their dispatch center takes the details of the call and sells them, in effect, splits the profit on the runs. They give them to whatever relevant companies in those areas around the nation. Well, when you have a network center, you've got one phone number on your site. When somebody calls it, it decides which phone numbers to call, what areas based on the caller's IP address, which describes where the caller is calling from, based on the caller's area code. If there is no IP address, that means that's not a mobile phone, it's a home phone. So the area code has got to be the right area code for that area. Okay. And it sets the call to the right person or persons, the right one or two or three people in that area. Okay. Like if they were all Abingdon, Maryland. If that was Abingdon, Maryland, that was two and that was two, and they were all participating, our one phone number will dial all three of their phone numbers at the same time, every time. And whoever grabs the phone up first is the first one to get the guy on the line. Okay, and then they wind up paying for that lead. And they don't get to cut the lead off early because it's the lead talking. Hi, I have a few questions about whether you do this and you do that, and here's the situation that happened to me, right? So the call goes very, very naturally. Hi, I'm so-and-so. I locked myself out of my car. Oh, I see. So where are you? Oh, I'm outside a parking lot in the corner in the this, that, and the other. But do you guys handle transponder keys? Yes, ma'am, we handle transponder keys. What kind of a car do you have? Make and model. You see how this goes? By the time you get done with a call, you can easily be a minute and a half. So as long as the call's like a minute long, that means it wasn't somebody who misdialed, oh, whoops, sorry, and hung up. Or somebody who called and said, do you do this? And the answer is no, and then they hang up. There's always going to be a couple of guys like that. But as long as the landing page is pitching the right point, then very often when the people call, they're the right kind of lead, and that's going to be a good lead. And you get paid for the leads. Now, we've been learning from all the different models. Instead of you needing a dispatch station with a bunch of phone numbers and you're forwarding the calls out, you're going to have a phone number. That's your dispatch station for that one pitch, that one industry. It says you need this call. You need credit repair, call. And it's going to auto dial a bunch of credit repair companies around the nation. Whoever grabs up the phone first is going to pay for the lead. Whoever's in the network, right? That's what the network does. Put them in the queue so that they can be around for these calls, right? And nobody likes to be on hold, which is why the network is constantly always working to make sure that as the advertisers are sending people in, they're matching them up with the amount of companies on the other end that are coming in. So if we as advertisers make it possible for lots of people to call those phone numbers, they will leap up in the air and run off and grab their waiting list and pour those companies in, because companies want that badly. They want the phone to ring. They want you to make their phone ring. They will always pay a part of the profit or pay you per qualified lead if you can make the phone ring. What we are doing is putting together everything that's great from all the different productions. We're putting together the best of a production like this with the videos and all, sorry, with the concepts of the landing pages that are set up for the right thing and focused on getting the phone ringing or the form filled out or whatever it is the network's offering. We're aiming for phones mostly. Phones are the best thing. They pay out the best. They pay out better than filling out forms usually. And there are pharmaceutical companies and networks who are willing to pay $480 for a phone call that lasts 2.5 minutes long, right? For their one drug. The drug company is trying to get notoriety. Okay, we could do a run just on that one thing. Okay, that's what I mean. There are DUI lawyers and people are calling all the time. There's psychics. People are calling all the time to see what's going to happen in their love life or their future. I had no idea how many people do that until I looked at somebody's stack hunter coding. for the number of calls they have coming in for that particular industry, and it's through the roof. It's huge. I was surprised. Like 800 calls a day, coming off a single budget. It blew my mind. There are calls for everything. Imagine, get a date tonight. There's all kinds of things happening out there. Get private mortgage insurance on my home. Distress homes, companies that or people that get divorced and they have to get rid of the home now. Or mom dies. Unfortunately, people get old and die and then leave the will to the son or somebody. That's great, but it usually comes with a mortgage attached to it. And the child already is paying for a house. They already have a mortgage and they can't handle both mortgages. They are right now a highly motivated seller. Bankruptcy, foreclosure, divorce, inheritance often cause highly motivated sellers. And those guys suddenly hop on Google and they look for the best bid. So what could you do? Put your ad up, say, selling your distressed property, need to get out. Did you inherit a home you can't afford? All these keywords that we can look up on Google and make pages for. All these different interesting, curiosity-driven, eye-opening page title setups, okay? And then as we get people on there, then our phone number can say, call us for our bid, right? Let us bid, see what we offer. So they can set that pitch up whatever way works for them. All right, this is huge. It's eye-opening for industries. There's a lot of way that these things work incredibly well. There are many tips and tricks that pull those projects off. But instead, we decided instead of trying to teach you all those things, what we'll do instead is just simply do the project, start getting you paid. As you get paid, you're going to want to do more projects with us. And it's passive income. Literally, you'll make money organically. That's the point. Huge. And you'll also make money from ads. I know a lot of guys who are making money from ads with standard landing pages, but they have to pay too much per ad. Why? Because their quality score is low. Now, I ask you, if you have a web page with all the stuff on it, okay, and it's not short, but it's long, and it's specific to that geo-targeted region that we're pitching, and yes, we can do that with AdWords. Line up the ads with the pages with the geo-targets. This ad for that geo-target, that ad for that geo-target, that ad for that geo-target, right? Then Google serves the ads that way based on IP addresses, okay? And so when people click, they're seeing the right page in the first place, okay? And organically, we make the pages clearly for each individual section, right? Each city-based, topic-based page. And so what winds up happening? You get huge quality scores for the pages, plus huge quality scores for the ads. So while everyone else is paying, who knows, 80 cents a click on their ad to be number 4 or number 3 in the list, you can be paying 20 cents per ad to be number 1. Why? Because the quality score of your page, the relatedness of your page to that keyword is huge. And at the top, it's all focused on getting a phone to ring. And on the bottom, all organic structure. And everything is automated because we've got companies who are hungry for you to pitch them. And we can set up your phone number on your websites to link to them and show you the reports monthly. You get your cuts from those. That's your money. And what do we get? We get happiness out of your end. You can just keep collecting your money and keep it. And that's okay. We did the project for you. You paid for it. We did it. If you want, and you will, you can come back as you accumulate cash and say, I want to get another income stream going, Dave. I want to get another one going. I want to get another one going. What's good now? What's open now? What's undernourished now? Where do you have more companies than advertisers so we can really fill in those gaps? Where do you have a bunch of companies, but it's in balance? And if we throw a lot more advertising into it, man, they're going to go and find a lot more companies right now. We can pretty much do all this with everyone. We'll push supply to react to our covering demand for them. All right, so there you go. That's the package. And all I want to say from there is you can get to it from the front page of the website. This link here will cover it. And that'll be the link that replaces this one here. Co-ownership project was the last thing we were offering. It's a great thing, this co-ownership project. But we went ahead and said, okay, we've got all the people we want for that. Now we're opening this. This is a full ownership project just for you, going in this direction yourself. Okay, so check out the link, see what's there, and we're looking forward to getting you on a roll. Here's the way we're doing that. It is, just so you know, a single full payment of $24.95 covers everything. Again, we do it all end to end. Or if you need to, you can make 2 partial payments. Okay, there's a first down and then a second one when the whole thing's ready and set up and we're just about ready to shove it up. We're going to make 5,000 pages onto any one website, and you don't have to worry about how we're going to get the domain authority, because we're going to get it from all the collective jobs that come in, and we know how to do that. All right, so that's going to set all you guys up. For those of you that want to go for multiple projects, we can talk about some of the coolest things. You can take your landing pages and put side banners on them to related projects. Ever think of that? That's fascinating. That increases turnaround, increases click-throughs. There's a lot there. So for those of you who want to think bigger, ask me about that. If you have a directory, we can offer to set up a network for the people in our directory. Get a hold of me if you got any questions about making this thing happen. Otherwise, you're going to want this. This is a very incredible project. It's no longer landing pages. It's like landing page websites. It's landing page sites, and it's landing page expansion projects. We'll probably start calling it LPE or something like that. Okay, there you go. This is that. And this is the easiest way for you to set yourself up for passive income streams. Just kick back and enjoy them, and then decide to pay us to increase that for you. All right, we're looking forward to getting it on a roll. Talk to you then. Bye.